Welcome, welcome, welcome. 239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. And listen, we have a great opportunity, non-for-profits, programs, I think in the whole country. Big brothers, big sisters. We have my favorite, I use that word a lot because it's true, was a past co-board member with you, Courteney Lindsey.
Hi.
Welcome to the studio. What do you
Thanks.
think about the studio?
Oh, I love it. I'm so happy to see it. This is great.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, kind of gives us an opportunity to share your story, our stories. It's just a great opportunity. And the big thing we want to do is we want to get information out to the community. And I think it's a great platform.
I think that's the most important is getting information out to the community because I don't think there's enough. So thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no, we're honored to have you here. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, I've been involved for the last 8 years. I recently stepped down from the board just because I got other things I'm involved with, a military museum and a couple other things in the studios keeping me busy. And I know that you've been there a long time. What is your current position there now, and what are you doing?
I am the board chair. So I'm the Collier County face of Big Brothers Big Sisters currently.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that. I know that's a big task.
It is, but I enjoy it.
To do it right, yeah, to do it right. We're going to talk about, we have the big event coming up. That's going to be a huge night. And tell us a little bit about the big event. It's one of our annual charity events, our big event that we want people there. But tell us a little bit about when it is, what it is, and what we're trying to accomplish.
So it's actually going to be on March 20th, and it is going to be at the Marriott on the corner of Goodlet and
The AC
Fifth Avenue.
Hotel, right?
The AC Hotel, right.
Okay.
And the downstairs area. And we're going to have drinks and food, and we'll have, it's a casino night. It's Monte Carlo night. So we're going to have a couple of tables there that you can play on. We have, I think, roulette and blackjack, maybe.
Okay.
And then we'll have some silent auction items. We've got a couple really good ones for some trips coming up. Tahoe. I think a couple maybe to Greece, which we don't currently want to go to right this very second, but you can take it at another time. And some other fun stuff we have going on. Music, and we're going to have a great opportunity for everyone to see and hear about Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to know that we have these events not just to have fun necessarily, even though we do. And I say we because I'm involved in some other ones as well, but it's really about supporting the programs that we have and the programming we have here in Collier County. And Big Brothers Big Sisters is not just totally about having mentor with a little. It's about other things. We want to provide opportunities for the kids. And then obviously, I think it used to cost about $1,500 per connection, right?
Correct.
Per mentor, per kid. So about $1,500 when you throw in all those costs. And I think that's relatively low, probably on the low end. But it's not cheap to run these programs.
It is not. So everyone needs funding. We all know every charity needs funding. The main thing is to get the mentors with the bigs. And in order to do that, we have to do fingerprinting. We have to do background checks. And we have to stay in contact with the parents, make sure that the parents are on board, as well as the children are on board, as well as the school board and the school that they go to. So it's a lot of moving parts. And then not only that, once you have that match, you have to have someone that we call a mentor manager. So that way, if there's any issues, be it good or bad, that both the big and the little have someone to go to say, hey, how do we navigate this? Or can I do this? Or how can I set this up? That kind of thing. So we actually have to have staff as well. So that's kind of where that money comes into. It doesn't go anywhere else. We're not funding anything except matches.
Yeah, and that process is pretty lengthy. As far as when somebody comes in, obviously they have to be vetted, they have to be looked at.
Right.
And also there's an interview process, and I'll ask you a little bit more about it, but I just happen to know because I'm a big, and I have been for about 8 years now. My little's not little anymore. He's tall. I had him when he was 7. Now he's 13. So I've had him for a while, and he's getting tall, but there's a lot that goes into that process. And it's not just like, hey, you're going to be the big brother today, and we'll match you up with some kid that needs you. We try to really work on making that match as close and to as perfect as we can, because it's a huge thing.
We try to match people with kids who have the same likes and dislikes. Maybe you like fishing, so you'll want to have a kid that likes fishing, so you could go. So there's a long questions. Some seem silly, like do you like to fish or do you like to read books? And others are, do you like doing crafts or how do you feel about reading? Do you feel good about helping a child with homework or something like that? So it has higher potential things and smaller things of just what do you like to do so that you're not just putting two random people together that have to make it work. We only ask that you spend 4 hours a month, 4 hours a month with your little. And we do ask for a year commitment just so that the child gets to know that there's another adult out there who cares about them, who cares about their well-being, who wants to be with them, who wants to hang out with them. And that way, over a year period of time is when you really get to know people. Like you, I've had my little since he was 8. He is now 15.
Wow.
So I've had him a long time as well. And I'm also a part of a flagship program that we started last year where my little, who's really not little, she is 18. She graduated from high school and was going into college. And we're trying to bridge that gap to help those kids because they just kind of fall out of the program. Instead, we want to help them, support them through college. So we reach out to each other. We talk. How are you doing? What are you doing? Are you having fun? Are you studying? When you're in town, can we have lunch? That kind of thing. I had the pleasure of actually bringing her to college. She goes to UF. I had the pleasure of bringing her to college and setting up her dorm room with her and her mom because her biggest issue, which made me cry when I heard about it, was she got waitlisted at Harvard. So this tells you this kid is super smart. Yeah. Waitlisted at Harvard. She gets in at UF. And you know what her biggest worry was? How is she going to get to college? I said, well, I'll take you. Yeah. I'll take you. So I picked up her and her mom and all her stuff. And we went up and we drove up to UF and I got to help her first day.
Very important. Yeah. One of the things I want to tell everybody out there that's listening is listen, we need mentors. Mentors are a great thing. It's rewarding for yourself. It's rewarding for the kids. And the kids out there do need you. And you can take it to pretty much any level. You can do 4 hours a month. You can get really committed to take them to college. You can, and I even told my little, I go, listen, you're my little for life. All right. You're going to be always there. And I'm always going to be there for you for whatever you need. And Chase, if you're listening, always there for you, buddy. But this story, Courtney's saying that, hey, listen, you end up taking these kids to college, you end up helping out. How does that feel? And what is your motivation behind becoming a mentor? And we're going to talk a little bit about the event here, but while we got this going, let's talk about that.
So I started because I wanted to become a foster, which I can always postulate about being a foster as well, because there's only 51 foster families in Collier County, and there's 500 kids that are in the foster system that get bussed out of. So anyway, I still had a young one at home, and I wasn't sure how to bridge that foster at home gap. So I said, why don't we do Big Brothers Big Sisters? That way it's a step in that direction. I started with Jeremiah, and I'm a native, so I'm from Collier. Doing things with him brings Collier to a whole nother level for me again, because I grew up several years ago. Things are different. But I get to show him things. I get to do things that he wouldn't normally get to do. Do the corkscrew swamp walk where we do a wet walk. A couple years ago, he actually flew a plane through Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've taken him to Disney. He's come to Christmas with me. It's just as rewarding. I know we all say that, but gosh, when I see him do something different that he's enjoyed, he never knew how to swim, so I took him to swim lessons. Now he loves to swim. And last summer, I took him to sailing camp. He loved it so much. He asked the instructor if he could come back next year. That's how much he loved it. It's not something he would have ever gotten to do any other time. And the fact that I could do it with him, it was amazing.
Yeah, and those are great impact stories and just the ability. But, a little bit for selfish reasons, but at the end of the day, after I get done with my little Chase, and we joke about it because I always tell him, because it's definitely not part of the program, but come do chores and we'll go do things. But that's not how it works in Big Brothers Big Sisters. The time you spend with your kids is supposed to be some quality time that you kind of adjust and feel. Now, we don't always do a lot of other events, but I think my time with Chase just hanging and doing some things, watching a football game, doing, going and doing some stuff. He loves to eat, so we go eat. And those are some things that he really does. And I think it gives him a time to, get away from the everyday,
Yeah.
busyness.
Mhm.
So it's really important. What are some of the challenges that big brothers and big sisters are facing currently?
Right now as mentors, we need mentors. We just need people to show up for these kids, because we have a lot of kids that are in the system that are waiting. So what happens with big brothers, big sisters is there's a child that needs another person in their life. It doesn't mean that they're special needs, though we have them, and of course we cater to them as well. But it doesn't necessarily mean they have special needs or that they're troubled child or that they have problems. That's not the case. It's usually that they're they're in a one family home, one parent, and the parent has to work. So we just need that other person to be there with them, showing you, hey, did you do your homework? Hey, did you eat today? Hey, are you doing okay? How's school? Let's go do something fun, because as a single parent, you might not have a lot of time to do those things because you have to take care of the bills and your family on that level.
Mhm.
So this is just that other person there, and it's finding those people, because it's also getting our name out there. We get called a whole other name that I won't say here because I don't want anyone else to associate. But we are big brothers, big sisters. We are nationally, but we always get called something else, and I think we get looked over because people automatically assume we're the other. But we are big brothers, big sisters, national organization as well. So that getting bigs and funding, always funding, just because we gotta fund the matches.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me, what type of kid are you going to get? I said, well, it all depends. Some kids are in need. Some kids have, structure at home. Chase, early on in his life, he had some difficulties. He's got a grandmother who is unbelievable, but she knows that he needs somebody else to go do some guy stuff with and hang out with,
Yeah.
right? So and give him a little bit of an opportunity to do that. So we go out. A lot of times I'll pick him up. They say 4 hours. I'll pick him up at 1. I drop him off at 8. We go, and then anytime. And he knows sometimes I get a little bit busy, so sometimes I might take him twice, or maybe So it's not all that military structure. It's
Right.
like you get with him, find out what's good.
Yeah.
He's big into Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, so sometimes I can't get him for a couple weeks in a row. So it just is kind of how it works out. But those challenges are real big, folks. So we definitely need to make sure we get the mentors out there. Just take a kid, and it's a great feeling. A lot of people are like, well, I got kids at home. Well, we get it, so we do get that. But sometimes when that little brother comes into your family and he feels part of that family, it's a good opportunity as well. And everybody has to kind of plan out and see if it works for them. But I definitely would suggest to get out there
Yeah.
and sign up. Let's talk a little bit about the experience. Again, we talked a little bit about impact stories and some things that you've heard of and some experiences that
Mhm.
we've maybe talked to other bigs about and kids throughout. I know Lisa Roosevelt, love her. She's got some really cool stories about her little, who's now older,
Mhm.
but what a great young lady she was, or
Mhm.
she is.
Mhm. So my goal this year, as the board chair, community board chair, is I want to bring back programs for the kids again, because before 2020, we all know all of our lives changed and things haven't come back for them the way that it used to be. Like I said, he learned how to fly. He flew in a plane. They don't offer that anymore. We used to get, the YMCA. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Entry tickets,
Yes, tickets. Okay.
yeah.
All those things. So my
Membership
goal,
type of thing. Yeah,
that's it.
membership. Yeah.
I'm trying to get more things for the kids this year that bigs and littles can do together. And we've just started to send out newsletters to our bigs of things that are going on in the area. There was a firefighter, police. It was a safety thing that we were out at. Then any of the art fairs or the Cars on Fifth or going to Rookery Bay or doing the crew walk or the corkscrew swamp walk. We're trying to get those things together so that it helps the bigs do things with the little, because we don't actually ask you to spend money. If you want to, hey, that's great. Take them out to lunch. Go do fun things with them, but it's definitely not required nor asked.
Right.
So we want to try to provide those free things for you. So we're actually just partnering with FC Naples, which is our brand new
Football Club of Naples,
yes, Football
right?
Club
Yep.
of Naples, which is soccer.
Go soccer.
And they're going to help us out too. We're looking to get some bigs from them as well. The kids will get to meet some of the players and the coaches, be out on the field. We're setting up that time. So we're trying to get involved as much as we can. Naples players, they have after school things that we can bring the bigs to, that we're starting to get these programs with. Artist Naples as well. But tickets to like Rookery, there's the free zoo on the first Saturday of the month, those kind of things. So we're trying to give that information out to the bigs. And once a quarter, we do have a big meetup where we invite all the bigs to come together and, hey, what are you doing with your little? Oh, I did this. You should try that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's all wonderful stuff. It's all wonderful stuff. And again, all this takes, it takes a little bit of time. It doesn't necessarily take money. Being there, making those phone calls, picking them up, driving around a little bit. And actually, it makes you act like a kid sometimes too. So that's always a good thing. I love working with the kids. So let's just recap the main event, what people are going to expect. I know you talked about we're going to have some entertainment, a little food, a little drink. But the reality is it's an opportunity to see and learn a little bit more about Big Brothers and Big Sisters and the program we have here in Collier County. And obviously we want you to help out, contribute a little bit, but really bringing everybody together.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be March 20th, and it starts at 6 p.m. We'll have the patio open at 5:30. We'll have a cash bar then, and then we'll open up the bar, and we'll have some food starting at 6. You can come in and play some games. We have wonderful items that you can bid on, and then we'll have our mentor moment where everyone gets to learn about Big Brothers, Big Sisters from a personal level, like your experience, my experience, that kind of thing. And a group of like-minded people who want to give back to the community for the kids. And that's why we're all meeting together.
Yeah, it's going to be a great evening, great fun. I've attended all of them in the past. Definitely looking forward to being there again on March 20th. We want to see everybody there. Just, jump in, join the opportunity to give back to our community. And I think we can all agree that giving back to our kids is definitely very good, and it's an investment in our community in the future. And real quick, congratulations, you're in Leadership Collier. What class is it at this point?
25, staying alive, because we've had 2 hurricanes that have made us push back until we could start.
25 staying alive.
That's
Leadership
right.
Collier. I'm going to show you how old I'll tell you a little bit about how old I am. 2008. Leadership Collier 08 is great. Class of 08. Yeah, that was good. Bunch of good people. And the thing about Leadership Collier, a little shout out to them. Thing about Leadership Collier is you will be friends with those, and to this day, I am friends with previous members of 07 class, 08 class, and you get to meet some people in the 09, but you're friends with them pretty much for the rest of your life. Sometimes you're stuck with them, which we love, and sometimes you're with them all the time, so it's great.
Applications are open right now for next year.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, excellent.
I'm a big proponent of Leadership Collier. It's been amazing. Being a native, and now we're real segueing into Leadership Collier, but being a native, I know a lot about Collier County, but I certainly don't know everything. It has been immeasurable for me. I've learned so much stuff, and meeting all these people has been amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I love Leadership Collier, everything about it. And we love Collier County. And definitely get there. Big night, main event. And it's a big event, big main event. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, March 20th, AC Hotel. It's Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Sun Coast.
Correct.
And just basically Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we have it on LinkedIn as well. Just Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Sun Coast.
Yep. And you'll be able to find it. We'll get you tickets. Call me. I'll direct you to the right place. Okay. All right. 239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. Great time with Courtney. We're out.